You did what? Good afternoon, everybody. Had a story today I wanted to go over, and it's not a comfortable subject for me, but we'll go over it and see what y'all think. I'm switching right over to the browser right now, and here we go. We have black real estate agent and his clients handcuffed at house viewing after neighbor wrongly reports break-in. So this article came out a while ago. This one's off the 10th, and it's a CBS News one. It says, a black real estate agent, his client, and his client's son were handcuffed by police earlier this month while viewing a vacant home in Michigan after a 911 caller reported a break-in. The men have criticized police in the city of Wyoming for their response, but department officials said the officers followed protocol. And if you watch the video, it's I don't know, it's body camera footage from the police, and it's dicey. Basically, they got their guns drawn. There's five police cars, and they end up handcuffing the guys and putting them in the car. And the agent here says that he's a realtor, and it's like it was a misunderstanding, but it's just not good. And they say they're sorry for the inconvenience, and so the real estate agent and the client are both uncomfortable with what happened. And then there was the police department put out a statement that said that the race played no part in the officers' treatment of the individuals, and our officers responded appropriately. And it says, it's unfortunate that innocent individuals were placed in handcuffs. Our officers responded reasonably and according to department policy based on the information available to them at the time. And so to me, it's a tough one. It's not as easy as just. There's all kinds of issues with this story. And so, I had some thoughts and I had some questions, and I kind of just wanted to go over with them and see what you thought. It's dicey. So the number one thing is the realtor feels as though it was racially motivated, and that's in another article, and I'll post a link to that as well. I have no idea. Okay. However, I can say that as a realtor myself, I've often been nervous about showing homes, especially homes for investors, which tend to be dilapidated, and stuff is often missing from the houses, doors and windows boarded up, etc. So I don't know if you've ever shown a house in it. Now I don't know the neighborhood, but I'm just saying when I show houses in bad neighborhoods where the houses are destroyed and you're going to have to come in with a full remodel or maybe a fix and flip to get it done, I do feel uncomfortable because you can, like, during the time the house has been on the market, no one's caring for this home. And so people are stealing stuff left and right, and it's bad. It's a bad situation. And so I do feel nervous. And so why do I get nervous? Well, you're in a neighborhood where all the neighbors know immediately that you aren't from there, okay? Not because of your color, but because they've never seen you at this particular house before. It's not uncommon to stand in the front yard and try to get a look at the roof condition, and it also isn't uncommon to be in the backyard and look for a lockbox to get into the house. Some people have locks that just don't work right with the key, and so you're throwing your shoulder at the door. It kind of looks like you're casing the house and then breaking in. And so the other thing is depending on the time of year, if it's 5 o'clock in the winter, you're showing a house in the middle of the dark, and so all they see is your flashlight from your phone, and you're going through the house. It's not a good look, and I do get nervous about it. It's not good. So in this particular story, the agent was able to show his credentials, and they let him out of handcuffs. But the damage is done. First of all, in Missouri, I don't carry my license around. I carry business cards, and my phone has a way to unlock the super boxes, but I have no real license that says I'm a real estate agent. Here, our brokers I'm a broker, I keep my agent's licenses in the office. And so It's just tough. So I put myself in this agent's shoes. If I put myself in this agent's shoes, I'm probably going to jail. That is, I have 5 police cars with at least one of them having a gun pointing at me. You've embarrassed me in front of my clients, and you've embarrassed my clients, and I'm going to be pissed. And because this sort of thing would eat away at me, I'd probably pop off to an officer. The realtor and his clients did a masterful job of not aggravating the situation. And I don't think I would be able to go through this. You're handcuffing me. I'm literally doing my job. I'm showing a house. And I've said to you, I'm a real estate agent. Now, I get it. It's a tough one. So for the majority of my life, I've been pro-police. But over the last 5 to 10 years, my confidence in the police has been shattered. Why? For me, it's not so much the negative media coverage, but it seems like police are trained differently. I think back to my interactions when I was in my teens. A police car would pull up, officer would get out, ask us what we were doing. We would say this or that, and they'd be on their way. They would never have put us in handcuffs and they had their guns drawn. And this was in the mid-90s. And so what in the world is going on now where it's very kind of militarized? And so another reason I've kind of lost like my confidence is we also have these speed traps in St. Louis. One of the most famous ones was in a municipality near me. It was St. George. It appeared that revenue was the only thing that they were out for, and this was the perception. And honestly, they drove brand new cars. They were all washed every day. Everything was perfect, and they would pull people over on the same corner the whole day. And it had nothing to do about safety at that point. It was literally just revenue. And so those are the two of the reasons why I've kind of been uncomfortable with what's going on. And to me, it's the interaction with people that's changed the police department. I don't want a police officer killed in the line of duty or anything like that. And now it seems like you are now guilty and handcuffed without any sort of presumption of innocence. In this case, what were these men doing that required handcuffs and guns drawn? I mean, the guy's literally showing a house, okay? He says, I'm a realtor, okay? He complies with all of your demands. He would have complied with all your demands if you didn't have your gun out. And then to get handcuffed. And then, according to a press release, the police department says that they did everything according to protocol. And that's the problem. Protocol needs to be changed to where you aren't handcuffing innocent people with your guns drawn, especially for showing a house. It's not right. And I don't want to be one-sided. The police got a call from a neighbor that someone who had broken in just 1 week before had been arrested was back at the house. It's context, but handcuffing a real estate agent and his clients is gross. It's just not right. It's just not right. I don't care what protocol is. That wasn't right. Lastly, I wonder about the neighbor in this situation. They did the right thing and called police when she thought that somebody was breaking into the house. She was trying to protect her neighborhood and property in her neighborhood. The problem is that the police handled it wrong. Well, what happened to deter the neighbor from calling police the next time she sees something strange in her neighborhood? That's not a good thing. And so that's where I'm at. I mean, I show houses in nice neighborhoods. I show houses in terrible neighborhoods. Okay. As a real estate agent, you worry that you're going to go to a showing and not come back home. Okay. Police officers think the same way. They go on a shift and they're worried they're not going to get back home. But something has changed dramatically in the interaction between the public and the police departments on a large scale. And I don't see how protocol should say it's okay to handcuff 3 people who are literally looking at a house to buy. It's just wrong. And on top of that, I don't have to be involved in race to tell you that if something like that happened to me, I'd be livid. I'd just be absolutely livid. And in this case, the realtors put out a statement and the police department put out a statement and people pretty much forgot about it. It's been about a month, but I won't forget. And, it's getting to the point where we need to have certain discussions. And one of them is why are you handcuffing people that are innocent, that are not, it'd be different if they were causing a ruckus. Okay. If they were, if these people were doing something terrible, that's one thing. They were literally looking at a house to buy. And it's just, it just makes me sick. Ugh. So, what do you think? Am I totally wrong? Am I off base? I'd be curious to know your thoughts. I really, like I said, it seems like the world's changed in the last couple of years, last 10, 15 years. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes, like in this case, I don't particularly like what's happened. So that's all I have for you today. Leave me a comment if you like this type of content. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.